Best of r/Tales from Tech Support episode 106. Subscribe for Reddit videos daily. So remote work, joy. About half of the staff were given hotspots as a backup. After about 2 weeks in, we get a ticket from a user. I'm having issues with my hotspot. I think it must be going bad. Me, well, let me take a look. Log on to Verizon portal. Find the number associated with the user's hotspot. It's at 33 GB out of the 25 GB unlimited limit. I inform the user that they have hit their data limit. User, but it says unlimited. Me, yes, but if you look on the hotspot itself, it will tell you that it is limited to 25 GB. Once you hit 25 GB, then you are set to a limited speed. It's unlimited data, but at limited speed after you hit 25 GB of data. User, but I need to use this because I need to leave my home internet available for my kids to schoolwork. Me, your home internet should be able to handle it just fine. Have you tried using your home internet at the same time as your kids? User, no, but I need another hotspot. Higher up user, so we work with them. Me, we can send you another one, but you really need to make sure you only use it if you need it. We recommend you only use your home internet before you use your hotspot. User, well, I'm not promising you anything. Me internal, well, that's the last one you're getting from us. For your information, everyone was also given a rather large stipend for remote working as well. Me, well, we will send you one more, but again keep in mind that video meetings use a lot of data. User, okay, thanks. I have some big video meetings next week. Me, head meet desk. So, we will see if the user has learned. I doubt it, but we will find out. Thank you. Next. I do remote tech support. Someone suggested I start posting my stories here. I tell the Discord server I share with everyday. So, I am remoted into CX computer. I guided them to do a basic function in Firefox on a website. Customer, can you guide me through this and let me do it like I just saw you do it the last few times to make sure I know what I'm doing? Me, sure. Let's click on the circle to refresh the website page like we did last time. Customer, closes everything and shuts down the PC. That's what I was supposed to do to refresh the page, right? Me, facepalm. Thank you. Next. For some reason I ended up working evenings. I work for Eastern European ISP. And they decided they need more people during the evening, and so I ended up working every day from 4 PM till midnight. It ain't that bad as most queues clear up as soon as I log in, but it comes with an awful downside. Our sales department closes at 10 PM, but of course our system still allows clients to call them. Where do those calls go? To tech support, of course, who unfortunately are open 24/7. What am I trained to do when a call from sales ends up at my phone? Just tell them to come back tomorrow, which our system could be easily programmed to do. Unfortunately, telling clients to come back the next day proves very difficult to do. Example, our fellow customer, $me, just me, myself and I, $cast, elderly and pretty much zen, likes to repeat things. 11:34 PM, chilling on my couch with my laptop beside me. QMT, I just cleaned out my mailbox, which I never managed to do. The only thing missing is a beer. The atmosphere is perfect. Well, it was, until the phone rang. $me, hello, this is $me, what can I help you with? $cast, hello, my bill is due tomorrow but I cannot pay it yet. Can you postpone my payment please? $me, I am sorry, but this is handled by the sales department, which finished its program at 10 PM. Could you call back tomorrow? My colleagues will be more than happy to help you. $cast, I want to postpone my payment. I have no money now, but I will pay it next week. $me, I understand sir, but no worries. Call my colleagues from sales tomorrow and they will postpone your payment. $cast, I want to postpone my payment because I have no money now. It's $57. At this point I just started wondering if I was in a time loop. I looked at the clock. 11:38. Okay, maybe not. $me, that's alright, just call tomorrow between 7 AM and 10 PM and we will postpone your payment. $cast, $me, can you please postpone my payment? It's 11:39. It is not a time loop. I wish it was a time loop. $me. Unfortunately I cannot do that. Your call was directed to technical support because the sales department closed, and I do not have the permissions to postpone your payment, sir. $cast. I have no money and I want to postpone my payment until next week. It's $57 and I don't have enough now. One detail I forgot to mention. This guy was calm as fuck, almost eerily so, even through my constant refusal. I honestly wished he blew up in my face just to hear him say something different. I just decided to break procedure and be as honest as possible. $me. Yes sir, I understand your situation, but I literally cannot do that. I am not allowed to, and honestly I do not even know how to postpone your payment. $cast. So can you please postpone my payment? $me? Same thing, but slightly different. I'll chalk it up as a win. I'm feeling like I'm in a hypnosis session or some esoteric ritual, though. I decide to try one more thing. Breaking procedure again. $me. Okay, sir. I will send a request to postpone your payment, but you will have to call back tomorrow morning to make sure it got postponed. Okay? $cast. Okay, thank you. Hangs up. What? I expected more than that. Also I just lied and I didn't expect my lie to work. I can't send that request at all. What do I do now? Oh well, let's just hope QA won't catch this call. TL. Doctor customer calls in, wants to postpone a payment at 11 p.m. Can't do that. Told him to call tomorrow. Customer proceeds to repeat the same thing over and over until he hears what he wants. I might get penalized by QA. Thank you. Next. Title says it all but I'll tell the tale. I work on an account that handles tier 1 service for a major energy company. The people who are working right now are the people who keep the power going. Most are people who do some seriously dangerous and hardcore physical labor. They don't always work with computers or even have to. Well, they had to bring in a few guys out of retirement, and of course created accounts so the field technicians can log into the truck computers for their dispatch instructions. That means forced password reset for first time logins. ME. Who the hell do you think it is? FW. Formerly retired field worker brought back into service. ME. Help desk. This is you/Wilton Chicago. Can I have your name please? FW. Through a thick southern accent. Hi you/Wilton Chicago. This is FW. This is my first day back after I'd been retired for 3 years. They didn't have us do this before, but I got to log into this here Windows thing for my dispatch orders. They gave me a password but I'm not sure what the new password is supposed to be. ME. I'm sorry, you don't know what the new password is supposed to be? FW. That's right. I enter the password, and it takes me to a thing where it asks for the old password, then the new password twice. No one told me what the new password was. ME. Okay, but that's where you create the new password. You have to make it up. It's there twice to make sure the password doesn't have any typos. FW. So what's the new password supposed to be? How can I change my password if I don't know the new one? ME. FW. The new password is for you to create. It's not asking for the new password. It's asking what do you want the password to be. There was silence for a moment and I heard a muffled curse. FW. Okay, I think I understand. So I need to make up the password? ME. That's right. I'll talk you through it if you like. I take a few minutes to guide him through creating the password based on the company's requirements. Then he was able to update the password and log in. FW. A lot more relaxed. Sorry about this. I'm a line worker and normally I just get my orders over the radio. But they want us to use the computers now. I don't understand these things too well. ME. It's alright, let us know if you need any more help. So a company had to ask retirees to come out of mothballs to help with field work, and no one bothered to make sure these folks understood how to use the computers they were given. Since these guys are pretty essential for keeping the power going in a large chunk of the country, I emailed my manager the ticket and the details so he could share it with the company. That way someone can check on those former retirees to make sure they understand all of their equipment. Thank you. Next. This one happened back in the 90s when I was working for a large heartless telecom company rolling out their new cellular network. We had gone live with the new service several months earlier and were doing backfill to cover dead areas in the coverage zone. One day we got pulled off our current project for a new priority project. The CFO of the company had to drive through a certain tunnel every morning, and every time he did his calls would drop. It was now number one priority to fix this immediately. So to describe the geography, the tunnel is short and straight and the road leading into it bends before entry, which leaves a perfect spot to put a short cell tower to beam right through the tunnel. The site even had an existing privately owned light pole that we could lease and tap power from. What it didn't have was network. But by coincidence this tunnel was cut through a small hill that just happened to also have an antenna farm on top, one of which belonged to the company and had massive capacity. So, just run a cable from the top of the hill to the light tower and call it a day, right? No. The network gods are fickle. Between the top of the hill and the site was about a 100-yard strip of protected national park land. Stick a shovel into any of it and you are in a world of trouble. It would have to be point-to-point microwave. Since this was a rush job, no time for licenses, so we went with 2 GHz. Mount a CAN antenna on either end, and since the ends were so close we almost didn't need to do an alignment. It was the strongest link it had ever been my pleasure to hook up. CFO was happy and we looked like heroes. And it lasted almost 3 days. On the 3rd day we had visitors in our office. Our boss, his boss, the head of the legal department, a couple of cops, and the chief of police for the big city this site was in. Apparently our 2 GHz CAN antenna was also directly in line of sight with the central node antenna for the public safety network for the city. We were interfering and had essentially made the entire public safety network unusable for going on 3 days. They were unhappy. The central office had already taken the site offline, but our 2 GHz PTP was still transmitting, so we got an escort to the site to take it down. And it stayed down. There was so much stuff on the top of that hill that basically any license solution they tried got shot down for potential interference. They still hadn't fixed the problem when I left that company at the end of my contract. Thank you. Next. Just a quick stupid little story that just happened to me. Obligatory, I'm not IT, but I may as well be. I run the website, intranet, social media etc and I'm the youngest person in the office, so I'm de facto called upon as IT most of the time and see my fair share of stupid. I sent out an email blast this morning advertising a free webinar my organization is having this afternoon. Very short and simple, and included 2 very obvious links to the live stream within the text body, one that said join us, and one in large, bold, highlighted, all caps text that said take ME to the live stream. Cue stream time. I get a nondescript email from a user, a direct reply to my e-blast. It simply reads, how do I get on this? Hope you all had a great long weekend. Thank you. Next. So I am a size admin at a medium-sized manufacturing company. We have 3 people on our IT team and everyone is responsible for help desk, regardless of title. This is one of my favorite WTF moments. We use some pretty heavy-duty Zebra thermal label printers for QR code labeling/scanning in our facility. Each product we make gets one so it can be tracked/accounted for in the manufacturing process. $user has the responsibility of printing a large number of these in preparation for production of said items. In my experience, these printers are absolute beasts. Barring user-based ID 10T errors, they almost never fail on their own. Usually a user misfeeds the labels, which in turn transfer adhesive to the rubber rollers, which then become sticky and force the labels to catch on exit and spin around the roller rather than feeding out properly. This is further compounded by the fact that users like to use razor blades to remove the stuck labels, which destroys the rollers, leading to further issues. Cost includes $me, yours truly, $user, a user who is also a CompC student in their junior year at the time. So here is the story. $user, hi help desk. I am having an issue with my label printer. I think it needs to be looked at. $me, sure thing. $user, can you give me some information on what the problem is so that I can come prepared with any necessary parts I may need? $user, I'm not sure how to explain it. I think you will just have to come see what I'm talking about. I head on out to take a look. We have a few different buildings on the same block, but they are within walking distance. The IT offices are separate from the main production facility. This is why I like to get as specific with the issue as possible, so that I don't have to make multiple trips for parts. I grab a plethora of consumables to bring with me in case it's any of those. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. $me. Hi $user. I'm here to fix your label printer. Let's take a look, and can you show me exactly what's happening? $user starts talking, but as I open the side of the label printer to take a peek under the proverbial hood, all sound fades and my vision tunnels into the catastrophe before my eyes. Something is very, very wrong with this label printer. There is a thick light-colored gunk covering everything. It is everywhere. On gears, rollers, sensors, the thermal ribbon, the heat element, on wires, inside hinges, etc. We are talking Nickelodeon slime levels of covered. Slathered might be a more appropriate word. $me. What happened to this machine $user? What is all of this gunk? $user. Well, the labels were catching on the roller, so I figured it just needed some lubricant. I shake my head in disbelief. As I look around her desk, it hits me. I know what she has done. I am furious, but also thoroughly impressed. I did not know it was possible to mess up troubleshooting this bad. All I can do is try, and fail, to keep a straight face as I ask the next question. $me. $user. What did you use to lubricate it? $user holds up one economy-sized bottle of Jergens hand lotion. We are talking 55-gallon drum-sized. $user. I used a few pumps of this on some of the moving parts. A few my ass. This thing looks like it took a bath in a vat of Walgreens' finest moisturizer. $me. $user. You car. Laughing intensifies. You can't use Han. Giggles and chuckles continue to escape. Look $user. I appreciate your efforts to troubleshoot this problem yourself, but in the future please use the help desk. That's what we are here for. And to be clear, no fluids, gels, lotions, liquids, or anything of the sort should ever go into any electronics. I say this sternly but nicely. I legitimately cannot believe I am having this conversation, especially with a computer science student in their early 20s. I realize that you were trying to help, but you just created hours of work for my team. $user. I'm sorry, I thought the hand lotion would help. $me. It didn't. Everyone in the IT department loses it when I bring this printer back to our office and explain what happened. I spend the next 3 hours meticulously disassembling every moving part of this device and thoroughly cleaning it with Goo Gone and alcohol wipes. To this day, this is a recurring joke. Hand lotion in a printer. SMH. Edit. Woot. My first Reddit currency. Thank you, kind soul. 3.